I was fourth in line to get badges and met these cool folks who were super nice and even helped me practice my quarter circle inputs on my leverless using Multi-Blood. I saw an amazing Reina cosplayer, but at the end of the day, what was Combobreaker like? That's probably the question you guys are asking. Or at least if you're clicking on this video, I would hope so. Well, I ended up the very first streamed match for Tekken 8 at Combobreaker, as you can
Gotta be
see
bottom
here.
five. We gotta throw Deligent
Can
down.
you imagine if that's what the community starts arguing about now?
Look,
Who's bottom five? No.
no.
Who's bottom five?
My character's bottom five. I need buffs.
Anyways, we're going to go into this. We got two USA players. We got Travel Roft here going up against Eskimo. Reina versus Jin.
All right, some Mishima battles. Let's get it. 4-4-2 for Eskimo into the headbutt.
Yeah, Stonehead follow up here. 2-1-4 full extension. Gets the Demon Paw, the follow up here into the Unbreakable grab. The follow up, no.
Wow, the challenge immediately.
Forward 4 gets blocked. A counter hit there from Eskimo with the 4-4-2 to fight back here. First round on Eskimo's side.
Ground start jab into the down forward one into the Sentai throw again.
Yeah, making great use of this Sentai grab. There's some of the wall standing one heat engage.
Yeah, that's such a tricky part about Reina, especially the down forward one Sentai. I feel like always gets me the single one, and then she has the down forward one too for a heat dash afterwards as well.
That's kind of the unconventional one too, because you look at the down forward one, you wait, are they going to do a down forward one? Are they going to delay for the two?
Exactly.
And you just kind of gets you guessing, and then you all of a sudden deer in headlights, right?
Yeah, you freeze up. It's like, oh, dude, I was expecting the two or the one. But it's like, oh, she went into stance. Whoops.
And then you think, who does that?
Right?
Who does that?
It'll catch you by surprise. It gets me quite a lot.
Speaking of surprise there, that regular grab there into the 4-4-4. L Sweep Gaming.
Oh, wow. The median line destruction. Get off of me. Nice high crush there with the down two. Going under the jab. 1, 2, 3.
And with my Jin match, I felt like I was doing awful, no matter what I tried.
First part of the Savage.
Oh, the follow-up here. Again, is he going to go back? Oh, this time getting the Stonehead. The follow-up here, healing some of that life. Hell Sweep Party. Hell Sweep Party once again. This time gets punished, but doesn't get launched.
1, 1, 2 into the Sentai throw.
So,
From Tekken 7, where it's
I ended up switching to Reina to see if I'd do any better. Besides, these days I'm finding playing Reina more fun than Jin anyways. So I figured if I was gonna get my ass kicked in front of 15,000 people anyway, I might as well have fun, right? And yes, it was 15,000 people on the live stream alone. Not sure how many were watching us at Combobreaker itself though.
Okay. Eskimo 4 rounds straight now. Every challenge has been met. Okay, Power Crush, interesting.
Oh, safe. Oh, was aware for the Sentai throw, but went mid this time.
Time double low, follow up here. Doesn't go for the heat engager.
Oh, back four, maybe looking for a high crush.
Keeping that pressure, moving forward.
1, 1, 2, the 1, 1, 2, the Mishima Classic.
All right, I like it. Patience there on the third hit. Has to be careful. Demon's Breath, follow up here. Here we go. Hell Sweep? No. Goes for the mid option. Goes to the low this time. Oh, that's going to be it.
Into the stomp follow-up, got a little blue spark on it too. Nice.
Here we go. 5 rounds uncontested for Eskimo here. Putting on that cold performance.
And Traveler, I don't know if this Reina pick was it. I think they were trying to go for the floor break there. Was just outside of the
Good
floor
for
break area.
manual Sensei throw. Okay.
That's when you know you're feeling yourself. Doing that. Oh, yeah. And into the Heaven's Wrath throw.
He's going to do it again. He's just going to spin and do it.
Another one?
Okay. Try to get out. Goes for the punish.
Another throw. Stonehead. Into the Hell Sweep. And it's enough. Eskimo takes it 2-0. Clean over Traveler off.
Yeah, no rounds lost here. Eskimo moving on in the pools here. Travel Rock's going to have.
After that, I hung out with Jeri the OG and ended up seeing an Uriko cosplayer. You gotta understand, Bloody War cosplays are extremely rare. So, Jeri was bouncing up and down with joy. Bro was like a puppy the whole day, running around and just hyper. I used to be that way at anime conventions, so I can relate. And don't take this the wrong way, but all his running around and stuff, it was kind of cute. Dude was so short, too. When we first met, I gave him a hug, and he said, "You're so tall." And I'm thinking in my head, nah, dude, you're just very short. Anyway, so while I was hanging with Jeri, I didn't realize something had happened, though. You see, I'd occasionally keep an eye on the pools, but lost track of time. So when I checked and saw my opponent had gotten disqualified or DQ'd in my second match, the first one in losers, I thought there must be a mix up because I had accidentally missed it entirely. So maybe I was the one who was DQ'd? So I rolled with that without checking with the TO. Big mistake. Because later I'd see that my third match, the opponent was DQ, and the fourth match, I was DQ. Meaning, I could have kept going after I was done hanging with Jeri for the day. And I was bored by that point for like a few hours, so I could have done my other match. Oh well, I guess. So, with Saturday, I met this really cool guy, and we both got on Tekken 8 casuals from 8:20 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. It was really fun. He's a Tekken god, so of course he whooped my ass. I'm only a flame ruler. But I feel like I was really learning things and getting tips from him, even if now I forgot a lot of them. He and I are keeping in touch, and I'll finally have a personal coach in Tekken. I'd had Kaiser coach me once before in the past, but it barely taught me anything. Speaking of Kaiser, I got a photo with him and with Rafflemonger and FDX, so that was pretty cool. During those casual Tekken 8 sets, I started thinking Reina might actually be my new main with Jin as my pocket. And this is because I feel like I've built many years of bad habits and autopilot muscle memory with Jin, while Reina is fresh and somewhat new for me, even if I have been kind of pocketing her since Tekken 8 began. But bear in mind, I barely played Season 2 at all of Tekken 8 because I switched to Virtua Fighter 5 when I was upset with Tekken. And even Season 3 I've hardly touched. I mostly played in Season 1. But, like I said, just a lot of bad habits with Jin. Um, and maybe with Reina, it's because she's more fresh, I'm mixing it up better. And the guy I fought even suggested I switch to Reina. But after what happened with Alice and Bloody Roar, I'm being careful before fully committing. Speaking of that, let's go into what I learned about switching mains from Yugo to Alice when I went into the Bloody Roar tournament. Part 2, Bloody Roar and the hotel incident. The tournament was on Saturday for Bloody Roar Extreme. I contributed $4,000 to the pot bonus, bringing it up to $5,000. That made it the biggest pot bonus we've had at Combobreaker for Bloody Roar thus far. I say we, but this was the first time I'd finally been able to attend for myself to Combobreaker. My first tournament major, period, in fact. I went in thinking Alice might be my new main, but I quickly realized I was still way better with Yugo. The 2 times I switched to Alice, it bit me in the ass. I lost my first winner's set barely on a stupid mistake. You see, we were neck and neck, very closely matched, but I realized that was because my Alice had grown too predictable. Meaning that because he had picked his opponent had picked Alice before him and wasn't very good with Alice. So then when I was Alice, it worked. It successfully was like a counter pick that threw him off at first. But then I was too predictable and he started winning. And it's funny because the whole time I had a gut feeling I should have used Yugo the whole tournament, but I did the Alice mistake. And then when I switched to Yugo, he had no idea what to do. So when I switched to Yugo, at first he was doing really well, but then I started doing a strategy that he just couldn't beat with Yugo. And so my opponent who was called 10 Large Fries, couldn't seem to beat my Yugo after a point. And I was winning. But then in the final round, I made a stupid mistake. I kept repeatedly hitting backwards beast attack button with Yugo in wolf form. It didn't hit the first time. I tried 3 more times, and he punished it each time, and that knocked me into loser's bracket for overcommitting to 1 move. I then proceeded to win 3 losers bracket sets in a row. One was a decent opponent, and then the next 2 were really easy ones. Before getting beat pretty badly by Midnight Phoenix in losers round 4. I feel like the big difference was that I hadn't learned cancels yet, and it felt as if my opponent was skilled enough that it would have been the only thing I could have done to make a difference. Another thing I'd done was hoping switching to Alice again might catch him off guard near the end, and it didn't. In fact, I did even worse using Alice in this match than if I had just stuck with Yugo, solidifying that Yugo is definitely still my main. And the 3 losers matches that I had won were all entirely with Yugo. So again, maybe I am better with Yugo still after all. Still love playing as Alice too, though. Then came top 4. First, there was winners finals, Jeri versus Nan. As often happens, Jeri took that one. The thing is, losers bracket had gotten further behind than winners bracket by kind of a lot. This was due to a slow start at the whole beginning of the tournament due to some sort of controller issues. I don't know anything too specific on that, but I did notice at one point everyone just stopped playing entirely towards the middle of the tournament before losers bracket resumed, which was really weird.
Anyway, I think they're going to do the 5A right there.
No, but that's going to be in the back of their minds for the rest of this match.
Yeah. Oh, nice tech right there. Keeping the space up, momentum.
And he's threatening those lows because Yugo's stance attacks are largely high and sometimes mid.
Yeah. I think it was also interesting that Jeri went for the knockback attack right there. Probably was praying that he'd get the angle to finish that round.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Jeri's immediately going. He's not letting it build.
Yeah.
Either way, at some point, we got kicked off the stage. And that was after we saw losers quarterfinals, and I think we didn't even get to... I think we might have done losers semi, but we definitely didn't do losers final or grand finals yet. Either way, at some point, we got kicked off the stage. We got to a side table to resume the rest of our tournament and had to use Jeri's laptop. For whatever reason, they extremely badly wanted the game to have audio and wouldn't continue the tournament without it. But the Bluetooth speaker they had wouldn't connect due to there being too many Bluetooth devices around. So I ran around asking 4 or 5 different tables, talking to 8+ different people until I found an aux cable. Literally, do you guys have an aux cable? Do you guys have an aux cable? Do you have an aux cable? Do you have an aux cable? Until finally a guy said, you know what? Strangely enough, I do. And I was like, awesome, we need it for our tournament on the other side of the room, several tables down. And that, my dear viewers, is how I saved Bloody Roar top 8 at Combobreaker. In the end, Jeri won, becoming the 5-time champion of Bloody Roar Extreme at Combobreaker. What surprised me most, though, was hanging out with Nan. She and I became fast friends, and we ended up talking a lot and hanging out a lot at Combobreaker in general. At the end of the tournament, Dom pressed his button. He let out a massive scream that hurt headphone users, and I had to make the joke. I turned to Nan and said, it was his Bloody Roar. Eh? Later that night, though, the hotel room turned into a disaster movie. There were rumors of orgies at one of the hotels. I don't even know if it was at the Hyatt or the Renaissance, but there was a rumor of that. But that's not what happened to me. What happened at the Hyatt? I got back to my room at the Hyatt. I had just walked in. Then the fire alarms went off. I got out and went downstairs through the emergency exit. And there were fire trucks outside. And I would later learn it was because a pipe burst. And first I saw the fire trucks, then the water coming out of the pipe at the emergency exit. Then later we began walking in some, and I saw a literal waterfall of water coming down from the lobby ceiling. It was wild. The hotel gave me a refund, which I realized I could do when I saw people in line to get one. I'm not sure if I ever received it, but I asked for one as much as everyone else did. Part 3. Sunday. Sunday, I met up with Nan and her boyfriend Joey. We were going to Virtua Fighter 5's top 8 to root for the Gentleman Thief, an Akira main that Joey had befriended on one of the previous days. I got front row seats of a sort, sitting on the floor in the front, which you can see me here. It was hype to cheer him on, and we had fun. We chanted, USA! USA! And at one point, the Japanese pro Virtua Fighter 5 player opponent chanted it with us, which was pretty funny.
Field kit is coming.
Yeah. Okay. I love this. He took the ring out of his win condition. He said, "I'm just gonna play it straight. I got life lead. I'm gonna play mid range. I'm in 1P range right now. I know you want to walk up neutral throw.
You don't have to approach, GT.
Yeah.
You don't have to approach. You can lame it out.
Forward throw comes out.
One touch is gonna do it.
Yeah. Back dash 3K comes out. Again, he's fantastic on whiff punishes, and he's gonna try to look. Oh, my nice cycle crusher. Okay.
Up the screen. stopping him.
Neutral
Get
throw
off
break.
of me. Elbow.
Yeah, and
Jab.
that's guaranteed. Once he got the dashing elbow, that was guaranteed. And ladies and gentlemen, at last, your combo breaker champion on winner's side representing the USA. It is Gentleman.
In the end, the guy we rooted for
What a
won.
performance.
Then when Joey got up and him and Nan left, they left an empty chair, and I snagged it, making me front row for Tekken 8 Top 8 too. I met these two really cool guys, including a guy who would pretend to be some kind of freaking out addict anytime someone said 50-50. He'd turn around and be like, 50-50? You know, kind of like that meme where it's like, treat? But instead it's like, 50-50? Did you say 50-50? It was funny how much it would come up. So I ended up calling it the forbidden number. And then suddenly, the new Tekken 8 character was announced, while the Japanese pro players, including Chikarin, were sitting on the floor right in front of us, and Michael Murray was only like 10 feet away.
That was a troll! Put a T for teen and then a timer.
What if they get in an accident? No! How do they do that? Oh, wait, do I actually? No. Man, some of these are real funny over here.
Right?
They fucking knew what they were doing too. That was fucked up.
What is it? Reactions. Yeah. What happened here?
Don't be some bullshit.
Don't be some bullshit. Who is it? Oh, they're gonna show some other shit first. Yeah. Build it up. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Guest character, okay? No fucking way! No fucking way! Yo! Freaking Pocky? Oh my god. No fucking way.
It was freaking insane to see Yujiro Hanma, of all characters, be the new one. From freaking Baki! The guy next to me asked about him, and I said basically, he's super awesome and extremely strong, but the show switching between, like, so ridiculous it's stupid, and so ridiculous that somehow it switches around to being awesome. So think kinda like a Bollywood movie. It was hilariously poetic to have him in, especially with characters like Fang Wei being based on Retsu, or for example, Heihachi being a bad father too. Then came Tekken 8 Top 8. And the Pakistan pro players sat next to us, which was wild, because they would be some of the best in the tournament. And as always, and Joe Budden sat in the row right behind us. He was, like, laying down, and, like, at one point he was laying down defeated because he didn't like how it was going down with this Gen player beating Claudio. It was funny. And Lydia won, justifying all of our desires further to have Lydia nerfed. I was losing my voice by the end, but it was totally worth it. Thanks for watching. If you were at Combobreaker, drop your stories in the comments. You got any crazy ones? I know I have more I could tell, but either way, that's all for now, guys. See you all again soon. Bye-bye.